Have you ever felt stuck? Like no matter what you do, your goals just seem out of reach. Whether it's getting better grades, winning sporting tournaments, starting a business, or even just becoming the person you want to be. Well, here's the truth. Success is not about being born talented, rich, or lucky. It all starts in one place, and that's your mindset. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the proven mindset that helps students, athletes, entrepreneurs, and even me get closer to their dreams. So if you're ready to find out how to unlock your full potential, push past your limits, and actually achieve your goals, then stick around. Because in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can actually achieve your goals and become the person you want to be, using the lessons I learned from the book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Dweck, and more. And trust me, this is the game changer that you've been waiting for. Let's go. Alright, let's start with the basics. What even is a mindset? A mindset is essentially the way you see yourself and your abilities. According to Dweck, there are two types of mindsets, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Let's break these down. People with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities, like intelligence, talent, or athleticism, are fixed traits. You're either born smart or you're not. You either have good hand-eye coordination or you don't. This mindset makes you avoid challenges, fear failure, and constantly try to prove your worth to others. Now compare that to the growth mindset. This mindset is about believing your abilities can grow with effort, learning, and persistence. Failure isn't something to avoid. It's an opportunity to learn. Challenges, they help you grow. Here's the thing, the mindset you choose affects everything. Would you rather be that guy who will give up during hard times and sit back and pretend that nothing's changed? Or would you actually push through and become the better version of yourself? Now, how does the growth mindset work? Dweck and her team conducted a study with middle school students. She gave them challenging problems and watched how they reacted. The kids with a fixed mindset got frustrated and gave up quickly. They hated the idea of looking dumb. But the growth-minded kids, they loved the challenge. They said things like, "I love a good puzzle," or "I was hoping this would be hard." They treated failure as a chance to learn. And guess what? Over time, these kids performed better academically. They weren't smarter to begin with. They just worked harder and learned from their mistakes. The same principle applies in sport, business, and life in general. Think about Michael Jordan. He got cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of saying, "I guess I'm not good at basketball," he doubled down and became one of the greatest athletes of all time. Now compare that with a fixed mindset. Imagine you fail a math test. A fixed-minded person will say, "I'm just bad at math." They give up. A growth-minded person, they say, "Okay, I need to study harder or try a new strategy." Who do you think will succeed in the long run? Now, the biggest problem with the fixed mindset is that it creates fear of effort and failure. Dweck said it best in her book. People with the fixed mindset tell us, if you have to work at something, you must not be good at it. They add, things come easily to people who are true geniuses. But here's the truth, anyone who's successful has worked hard and failed a lot. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a path to success. The fixed mindset makes you obsessed with proving yourself instead of improving yourself. If you're always trying to protect your ego, you'll never grow. You'll avoid challenges because you're afraid of looking dumb and failing. And that mindset, it keeps you stuck. So how do you know if you have a fixed mindset? Here are some signs. Number 1, you avoid challenges. Number 2, you give up easily. Number 3, you feel threatened by other people's success. Number 4, you think talent matters more than effort. Sound familiar? Well, don't worry. We've all been there, including me. The good news is, you can still change. Here's how you can actually start developing a growth mindset. Number 1, reframe failure as feedback. Let's face it, nobody likes failing. But here's the thing, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a step towards your path of success. When you fail, instead of thinking, "I suck," ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? What did I learn? Here's an example. Imagine a student who fails their first big math test. They could give up, thinking, "I'm just bad at math," and constantly try to convince themselves that math is useless when they grow up. But instead, they ask the teacher for help, try a new study method, and put in more effort. Over time, their grades improve and they start to build confidence. They saw failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. Every failure is a chance to improve if you're willing to learn from it. Number 2, embrace challenges. A growth-minded person loves challenges. Why? because challenges force you to grow. Think about it like working out. Your muscles will only get stronger if you push them to their limits. Let's say you're bad at public speaking. Instead of avoiding it, sign up for public speaking classes or join a debate team. The more challenges you face, the stronger you'll get. Number 3, stop comparing yourself to others. One of the biggest mindset killers is comparison. You might look at someone smarter, richer, or more talented and think, I'll never be like them. But here's the truth. Their journey is completely different to yours. Focus on improving yourself. Ask yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? That's what matters. Number 4, praise effort, not talent. This one's huge. Start praising yourself and others for effort, not results. Instead of saying, I'm so bad at drawing, say, I'm improving because I'm practicing. Or instead of saying, you're so smart, tell your friend, you work so hard to figure that out. When you focus on effort, you'll start to see that success isn't about being born talented, it's about working hard. Number 5, learn to love the process. The growth mindset isn't about reaching goals, it's about loving the process. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's a result of small, consistent actions. If you want to be a better runner, focus on getting a little faster every week. If you want better grades, focus on improving how you study, not just the final grade. The process is where growth happens. And number 6, surround yourself with growth-minded people. Now this comes from one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a second. If the 5 people you hang out with are mostly always complaining, procrastinating, or stuck in the fixed mindset, what's going to happen to you? You're going to pick up their habits, attitudes, and the way of thinking, whether you realize it or not. But if you surround yourself with growth-minded people, they'll lift you up. These are the people who encourage you to try new things, push through challenges, and learn from mistakes. They're not perfect, but they're focused on improving and want the same for you. Now let's clear up a common misunderstanding. The growth mindset is not just about being positive or saying, I can do anything. That's the fake growth mindset. It's also not about ignoring your weaknesses or pretending effort alone will make you a genius. Effort is important, but you also need strategies, feedback, and patience. A real growth mindset means understanding your limits and working to push past them. It means being open to criticism, learning from others, and knowing that improvement takes a long time. Now, how does all of this actually help you achieve your goals? Let's break it down with real life examples so you can see how the growth mindset can completely change the way you approach your goals. Let's start with something everyone can relate to, setting a new goal. Both the fixed-minded person and the growth-minded person begin their journey the same way, excited, motivated, and full of energy. Let's say the goal was to wake up early and go to the gym every day. For the first few days, both people might stick to their habit. But then life happens. Maybe they oversleep one day, or skip the gym because they feel too tired. Here's where the two mindsets take completely different paths. The fixed mindset person looks at the slip up and says, I failed. I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I'm not cut for this. They feel embarrassed, and the less consistent they get, the more embarrassed they feel, until they eventually quit. They see failure as proof that they're not capable, and the goals stay out of reach. Now, the growth-minded person, they mess up too. It's totally normal. But instead of seeing failure as the end, they treat it as feedback. They ask themselves, why did this happen? What can I do differently to make sure that this doesn't happen again? And this is a key difference. The growth-minded person focuses on improving the system, not the goal itself. Let me explain. Your goals are the destination, but your systems are the roadmaps that get you there. A system is all about the habits, routines, and structures you put in place to support your goal. Without strong systems, motivation will only take you so far. For example, if the growth-minded person struggles to wake up early for the gym, they might adjust their system. Instead of relying on willpower, they set up a nightly routine to help them get to bed earlier. They might lay out their workout clothes the night before or set an alarm across the room so they physically have to get up. These small changes to the system make it easier to stay on track. Here's another example. Imagine someone who wants to study more effectively. A fixed mindset person might give up after a bad grade, thinking, I'm just bad at this subject. But a growth-minded person will tweak their system. They might schedule shorter, more focused sessions instead of cramming, or create a dedicated study space to minimize distractions. When you focus on your systems instead of obsessing over the end goal, you make consistent progress. It's no longer about being perfect every day. It's about improving your process so failure becomes less likely over time. And here's the best part. The growth mindset isn't about avoiding failure entirely. It's about learning how to bounce back stronger. Each time you refine your system, you build habits and routines that make you more successful and sustainable. Over time, these small adjustments compound into massive results. So the next time you fall off track, ask yourself, what went wrong in my system? How can I make it easier to stay consistent? What did I learn that I can apply moving forward? When you shift your focus from achieving goals to building systems that support your goals, you take control of your progress. And that's where the growth mindset shines. It gives you the resilience to keep going, the humility to learn from mistakes, and tools to make lasting change. It isn't just about reaching your goals. It's about being the kind of person who doesn't give up, who adapts, and who grows stronger through the process. Whether your goal is to run a marathon, get into a dream school, build a successful career, or become a more confident version of yourself, the growth mindset and solid systems are the foundation that makes it all possible. So here's what I want you to remember. Your mindset is the key to your future. If you stay stuck in a fixed mindset, you'll let the fear of self-doubt hold you back. But if you adopt a growth mindset, you'll unlock the power to keep moving, no matter what life throws at you. Think about your biggest goal right now. What's the one thing you've been wanting to achieve? Now ask yourself, are you approaching it with a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? If it's the first, it's time to change the way you think. Start small. Reframe failure as feedback. Set goals that focus on the process, not just the outcome. Surround yourself with better people who inspire you to grow. And most importantly, believe in your ability to improve, one step at a time. If this video gave you the aha moment or inspired you to start shifting your mindset, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your goals and how you're planning to tackle them with a growth mindset. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Remember, failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of something amazing. The journey to achieving your goals starts with believing you can. Now go out there and crush it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.